Yo, 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 you beautiful people, how's it going? Holy shit, my favorite streamer has gone live. Thank you, Joshy boy, appreciate that, man. How are you, dude? What's going on, what's going on? Ginge, Run Gun, you legends. Brixie! It's allies, Ginge. Allies, who's allies? Marshy being on time, never. And never, ever will I be on time, Rix. Because I know it annoys you so, so much. No, I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. Rix, out of question. All lies. Yeah, I thought that's what you meant. You think as a dyslexic person, I'd really like that as well. Rix, just out of curiosity, how often have you been late to work? Like, have you ever been late in your life? Anyway, we should be able to... We've got our own podcast screen now, so we can go like this. Boom. There it is. Hello, everybody. Let's turn that music down just a little bit. How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? What's going on? What's going on? Getting home at... Nice. Gonna hump my ass off until I go back. Dude, I was so gutted. Like, literally, I was getting into bed as you went live last night. I was gutted that I couldn't catch your stream, man. You got on late last night, my time. Late. But I hope you had a good stream. I hope you had a good stream yesterday, man. You have been late. Well, at least you're not late every day like me, to be fair. Not very often. Sometimes by my own fault. Sometimes buses. Yeah, exactly, right? When you're relying on other people and shit. You know, like I remember having a big argument with my boss once, right? My old job, because one of the colleagues used to always be late, and he used to always get the wrong bus, right? And it was awkward times where the bus he got literally got him to work on time, right? So if he was running a little bit late, he was fucked. But the bus before that was like, I don't know, an hour before or something, right? So he'd be an hour early to work, and no one wants to be an hour early to work, right? And he used to always be late. And I remember I went in once late in the car, and it was about 10 minutes late for work, right? And my boss went absolutely fucking apeshit at me. Absolutely apeshit at me, right? Because I was late. Whereas this dude was late every single day, and the boss was just like, oh, bus is shit again. Do you know what I mean? He went mental at me. So yeah, I pointed out that roads have traffic, the same traffic that buses are on. So if the bus is delayed, cars could be delayed too, and he sort of eased off a little bit. But yeah, anyway. What's going on? I only hunted last night. No, oh, did you not stream? I swear it came up on the thing. Oh, Josh, I don't know if you know, but I've added you to the stream now. So when you... That's to the Discord. So when you go live, it will notify everyone in the Discord if they've got it switched on, and so they can see that you're live. You've been added to the clan. I don't know if you've noticed or not. But yeah, that's the thing now. That's the thing. I'm really bunged up again now. I don't know what it is, guys. Thursday evening, bunged up. Friday, went out with Victory last Friday. We went out to food shop. Did the food shop on Friday. Little top-up shop. Fine. Not an issue. Friday stream. Fine. Saturday stream. Fine. Sunday, out. Home, chilling. Fine. Right? Monday, fine. As soon as I go back to work, I end up all bunged up and horrible. Stop sucking God all it works. I did what and it worked. Yeah, I did it all on my own, Ginge. To be fair, you did show me how to do it, Ginge, to be fair. You know, if I got it wrong, it would be, you know, a reflection on your teachings. Wise one. But yeah, I did it all on my own. And I didn't have to ask for help, believe it or not. I bet you secretly miss it, Ginge. You know? You secretly miss it, the message. Ginge, can you help me? Getting more independent. I have to get payment off him somehow. No, I think where I work, there's like a big field farmer's field, and I think he's recropping it at the moment. So I think there's a lot of pollen, I think, at work at the moment. And we don't have any, we barely have any extraction, right? And we drill, we're using wood and metal all day, right? So I think there's just a lot of shit in the air. And there's something I'm probably allergic to that I don't know what it is yet. Well, we've got one of them fitted, and that's we've got one in the spray room, which I think we have to have by law, and then there's one in the wood saw room where I've been in the last couple of days actually doing some prep work, and yeah, so it's a bit shit. Yeah, if they can get away with not buying it, they will. They will not buy it. They will not buy it. But yeah, so there's something going on with me. I'm taking my tablets, so just ignore me. I'm a bit bunged up, whatever. Right, so today, I'm quite excited for this one, actually. So you guys voted last week for pre-ordering, mis-selling, and reselling of products, okay? And we're not talking about Avon here. We're talking about games, right? So we're talking about people that pre-order games, the pre-order process, what it's all about, you know, getting what's advertised. Do people pre-order anymore? And obviously there's a big debacle with a big AAA title game that's supposed to be coming out this year, which has now been pushed back to 2024. And there's been a lot of shit behind it. Now, I've done a little bit of research, but I'm really hoping that the viewers are going to pitch in on this one. Ginge and Run have done some research as well. So fingers crossed, we should be able to give you all the information that you want. But it's going to be quite an interesting one. And we actually got some brilliant feedback in the Discord as well. So thank you for you guys that popped into the forum. So we have a forum system now in the Discord. And I've tagged everyone at it. So I know the people that have got their notifications off. No, I'm joking. And basically, it's just a place that we can go and chat, right, about the topic. So we've got one for the giveaways, which will be happening next month. We've got one for the podcast, so anyone can put their thoughts, bits and bobs about the podcast. And what's the other one? Shit. Oh, the Fright Nights, which is once a month on a Friday Fright Nights. People can go in there and they can say, you know, what games we should play, blah, 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 whatever. And it's like a forum system. So no other Discords that I know actually do it. So it's a brand new thing that Garion set up. And we actually had some really, really good feedback from Ginger's, one of Ginger's spawns, who's a younger lad. And so it's nice to see that the younger generation appreciates that we're trying to keep up with them. So I'm trying to encourage people to use it. I'm hoping it will catch on. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If it does, brilliant. But some people went over to there and they actually put their 2 pennies worth in. So we'll be going through them in a bit as well. I wasn't too impressed with Ginger's research. Me either. Couldn't spell Wikipedia. That's what it's there for, guys. And like I say, a lot of the times this ends up like a live sort of thing, right? Where we actually investigate it live, which is really fun. Anyway, let's go and say hello to that. So today, we've got Ginge. Well, he doesn't really need an introduction. It's Ginge. And we've got the legendary Run Gun. But we're not allowed... Run Gun's in the bad books, right? He's not been around all week. And we've missed him. We've all missed him. It's not just me. Everyone else has missed him as well. But he's back now. So you're going to have to put up with us three today. But yeah. Let's go say hello. For some reason, that doesn't work now. Gentlemen.
Man up, bitch. Jesus, you moan more than me, lass.
What do you mean I moan? What about my man flu? Oh, mate.
About Run?
About Run, yeah. I know, he's a slag. He's a legend slag.
Fuck you, Marsh.
He's not a legend, he's a leg end. That's all he is, just a stump.
Mate, you don't spell bell like that.
Oh.
It's B-E-L, not L-E-G.
There you go, there you go. Right. So, I guess we go through each thing and give our thoughts on what we think about those things, right? So, pre-ordering is the first one. So, you mainly see pre-ordering with like AAA sort of games, right? games that have got like a lot of money, a lot of investors, a lot of like a big team behind them, right? You barely see pre-orders for small indie games. Do you know what I mean? And is pre-ordering the same as early access kind of thing? Because
Not really.
some games you have to pay for early access, don't you? Like,
But you're not really paying for the access. You're paying to be a tester, aren't you?
yeah, it's like Tarkov's model. I don't know, we refer this quite a lot, but it's just one of a kind sort of model, apart from like Star Citizen and stuff like that. Whereas the game is in beta, so it's early access, but you're pre-ordering the game because when the game releases, the game will be yours. Does that make sense?
Well, you might think that. There was a game cheat, ban, repeat. I mean, yeah, one version of the game will be there sooner or later,
Yeah.
but not the original one, I guess.
But you could say pre-ordering is practically early access, right? In some circumstances.
If it allows you access to a beta, yes. Not all of them do, though.
No. So like a game like Call of Duty, right? It doesn't really have a beta, does it? You know, it's like a big fucking game.
But you get a prize pack for pre-ordering.
Yes. Yeah. Yo, Foamy, how you doing, dude? Yeah, it's like an incentive to pre-order, right? As well, it can be used as an incentive, and it quite often is, right? So, like a big game like Call of Duty or whatever, you can pre-order the game, certain editions or whatever, to get certain things, but they don't so much as have like an early access. Whereas Tarkov is early access, but it also counts as a pre-order because when the game finally gets released, you get the game. It's not as if you get your money back or whatever. You get the game, right?
You really think they're going to give you 100 quid back?
No, they won't. So Josh just says, in his opinion, the reason to pre-order is for that early access. And sometimes they dangle that carrot as well, that fruit, right? And they say, pre-order our game and you can have early access 2 weeks before everyone else gets the game. Or whatever, you know? So yeah, it is used like that. It's kind of used as a weapon, it's pre-ordering, isn't it? The more I talk about it, actually.
But for what means is my question, because
Money.
I understand it's for money, but like back in the day when we were buying Nintendo cartridges and shit, I could see it then because they get an idea of what they need to
stock.
produce.
Yeah. Well, I suppose
Nowadays,
servers though, right?
to see how much server, I guess you could say that.
Yeah. Sorry, I butted in then because I kind of knew what direction you were going with that, but
I never thought about servers. I guess it could be used to buy servers.
because
See how many servers they got to buy.
yeah, because that's how the model's changed now, right? I don't think these companies, these big game developers or publishers, do you think they own their own servers? Like, or do you think they rent them from third parties?
I'd say they probably rent them in case it goes down the pan.
Now, wouldn't that make sense if you were, it's cut out the middleman, if you were these big corporate motherfuckers, right? Oh, sorry. Big corporate mother. Would you not think buy your own server fucking farm?
Well, no, because then you've got to run it and maintain it and have people to run it as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I suppose it depends. Yeah, again,
It's an extra workforce you don't need.
but
It's
also
extra costs you don't need.
yeah, it will have to be that someone somewhere must have worked that out, right? That it's cheaper to rent than it is to actually have your own and maintain your own server hosts.
Well, yeah, because most of the server hosts are normally in places where you want them.
But also it generates hype, right? Pre-orders generate hype for your game. You know, like it's much easier putting like it's a reason to advertise your game apart from the fact you just want to advertise your game. Do you know what I mean? Pre-order now and get this. You know, you're trying to what's the word I'm looking for? Incentivize, is that a word? People to buy. Does that make sense? Or does it not make sense? Judging by your two silence, it doesn't make sense. You're making this very difficult. Depends who it is. Pretty sure Microsoft will be using their own. Yeah, you'd think, right? Even if you rent, you're paying a submissional fee. Yeah, I guess so.
But I mean, when you're pre-ordering, I guess you are just buying it because, like you said, nowadays it's big games that do it that already have hype behind them. So you're buying into the hype by pre-ordering, not knowing exactly what. Like when Call of Duty's first week released, if it had as many bugs as it did, there was reviews out for it, you probably wouldn't have pre-ordered it.
Yeah, again, yeah. So like,
So if you're pre-ordering before anybody reviews it, you're kind of buying into the hype of the last game, I guess.
yeah, and also like the developers they've got that like safety net window, right? Of if it is a really bad launch, they've already got a load of people in the bank. Does that make sense? Like,
I suppose pre-ordering will tell them if it's a bad launch as well, because if people aren't going to pre-order it, then there's a good chance that they're not going to need stupidly large servers on release date.
Yeah.
yeah. See, it could
So
bite them in the ass as well, couldn't it?
If you've got say 100,000 pre-orders,
Yeah.
then you don't need massive servers. But if you've got over 500,000 pre-orders, then you're going to need to up your server count, aren't you?
Yeah.
I suppose it's a cost check as well.
Yeah, cost check as well. Also, I think it's a good way of seeing if the marketing's working. Because, you know, it's not just the cost of paying the staff to make the game, release the game. You know, it's the PR behind it. Like businesses pay thousands of pounds, dollars, whatever currency you could think about, a year just to advertise, right? To PR. And if you've got a shitload of pre-orders come in, then that obviously shows you that the PR campaign leading up to the pre-orders is working. Does that make sense? So I don't know if it's if it's a way of like, we haven't wasted all this money, this has worked, or we need to rethink our marketing strategy and someone's going to get fired kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think there's a lot more to it than just the word pre-order, and that's what I kind of wanted to try and discuss, you know?
I think it's testing the water as well to see if your player base is still there.
Yeah. Yeah, because
I would like to see the Division 3 pre-order. I don't think that'll be very good.
do you know what? I honestly think that if they said it's going to happen, can't give you a date when it's going to happen, I think people would pre-order it, Ginge. Honestly.
Yeah, you'll get that die-hard few, but I think a lot of people, unless they get into a closed beta or a technical test, will wait for YouTube videos.
Rick's is you know, I don't really take notice of what Rick says a lot of the time because it's mainly about my forehead. But I generally believe Rick's when he says there is no Div 3. I
don't
do.
expect them to be.
Nah.
I think the story DLC is going to be a rebel.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I agree.
Either we're gonna save the world, stop everybody fighting, and move on with their lives, or everybody's dead.
Move on or die.
And they might leave a very small cliffhanger in there just in case anything happens in the future. I don't think they're going to shut it down completely. I think the franchise makes them too much money, even in the state it's in. But, you know.
Franchise will only make money when there's content. If there's no content, the franchise won't do shit.
Yeah.
Once everybody's played it, they're not going to keep going back and playing it if there's nothing else new to do, is there?
No.
I mean, yeah, you'll still get the odd few diehards. I mean, Fish will probably be playing it till the day he dies, but that's beside the point.
Yeah. Right, Foamy says it's started a long time ago when things were physical, and it made sense because it guaranteed you a copy. Yeah, exactly what Ron was saying. Yeah, but now they want their revenue to be spread out and not as a peak and through the typical game sales given. Right. So basically, what you're saying is that if someone pre-orders, like back in the old days when it was like physical discs or whatever. Obviously, like I remember queuing up at ridiculous fucking time at night or in the mornings, early in the mornings, to get a copy of, I don't know what, whether it was COD or Medal of Honor was one of them. That was quite popular back in the day when I was younger. And actually queuing up, you know, outside of Tesco's or whatever it was, or Game, whatever it was, for hours to get a copy of this game. Right, because they shut the pre-orders off and there was no more pre-orders and it was just like lucky if they had enough, blah, blah, blah. And it was more difficult to pre-order back in the day, wasn't it? Because there wasn't that kind of proper internet structure in. Does that make showing how old I am?
Yeah. Deposit, didn't you?
You had to pay a deposit or whatever. Like, it wasn't just a case that you could put your name down. I can't remember how much it was. Ginge, you really are showing your age now. But yeah, I get that, man. I get that. But it's just continued, right? It's continued for reasons that we might have discussed a minute ago. But it has just continued. Everything's digital now. Like, it's weird. I've got a friend at work, and he's a good friend, and he owns a PS5. He owns a Mac and the new Xbox. I don't know what the new Xbox is called, but he's got all the mod cons. He's a bit of a tech buff, right? And he still buys his games physically. Like, he doesn't buy digital copies.
Well, yeah, because that guarantees that even if they stop it, even if they take it offline, you still got it.
Also, exactly. And also, what he does is he sells them and buys new ones. Do you know what I mean? Pass on. He's still got that thing. Whereas if we buy a copy of such and such now, and we try and sell it, it's impossible for us to sell it, right? Unless we give our Steam account to someone or whatever. Right? He can just resell all day long. No issues. Digital copies are more expensive. Yeah, I've never understood that either. Like, how are digital copies more expensive than a copy that needs to be put onto a disc,
packed up and sold?
Packed.
Because they've got to store it online and pay for the storage.
Or is that what it is for the digital copies?
Look at your Steam account now. All those games have to be online somewhere for you to download if and when you want to play them.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I guess, but that'll be Valve servers, right?
You would hope so.
But they're also probably
I never thought about it like that.
Storage as well.
Yeah. So that all takes into account, right? Probably. You know, like, do you know what I really want to know? And this is going a little bit off topic, as we normally do, but I want to know how much these game developers actually give to Steam to have their game on their...
Something like 30%, isn't it?
Because that's a lot of money when you think about it, right? And does that 30, if it is 30%, let's just say 30%, just for argument's sake, does that take into account the kind of rent for holding on their servers? Or is that like...
Yep, Steam takes 30%.
A separate thing. 30%, is it?
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Although some developers might have negotiated a smaller cut for exclusivity.
That's a lot of money, isn't it? Per copy. It infuriates me to some extent, right? Because it's like people that write books, right? Have you seen?
It sounds like a lot of money, but wouldn't Steam be like, Steam would be their own service, wouldn't they? Like, wouldn't they take some of that off the game developer? The storage and the running of the game?
Well, this is what I mean.
When
like,
Steam goes down with their servers, it affects our gameplay. So I would think that Steam's actually running the server end.
So is that some of that 30% going towards the upkeep of the Steam servers, which it must be, right? That's how they They must
You
be
would
able to
think
keep
it
it
was.
going. Yeah, because it baffles me, like, people that write books, right? Obviously, it's no small feat to write a book, whether you do an audio book or a normal book, right? It must take sometimes it takes years, yeah? And then, in order to get your book out into the world, you have to put it on a platform, right? It's the same with this Spotify and fucking YouTube or whatever way you want to look at it as well. iTunes, that same sort of shit with the music side of things. You have to put it on a platform, and then that platform takes a huge, huge cut of the money that you generate from sales. It's madness, isn't it? It's like, you know, you think, oh, I'll just cut out the middleman and release my own shit. But, you know, it just don't. These big companies have got the monopoly in the market, haven't they? You know, they've got the reach. Right, Josh, I'm sure whoever they're selling through, whether it be Steam or whatever, they get a decent cut. Yeah, retail stores do not make much at all. I used to work in an electronics department. The only profit they make in the gaming department is the accessories like controllers and such. Yeah. No, I see that. I can see that. I mean, what they probably make a couple of quid per sale on the actual games. That doesn't even pay for the fucking storage, does it? The delivery. To launch a game, you have to pay to add it to Steam. It requires paying £100 fee that will be returned if your game makes £1,000. That would mean that Steam already made £300 on their 30% cut. Yeah.
So I suppose it's nice to get the 100 fee back, but
Yeah.
if you make absolutely nothing, you're still out 100 things, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Anyway, a little bit off topic there. But
Well, I just Googled worst pre-sale in gaming history, and it didn't give me one. It gave me the best article I got is 15 games that prove pre-orderings for suckers.
okay.
15 was No Man's Sky,
Okay.
which I never played, so I can't tell you nothing about it.
But didn't they come back and fix that?
I don't know, but if you pre-ordered it and it was completely different than what you thought it was going to be, that sucks.
I think it was just broken to death when it came out originally. But
Okay.
I'm sure they went back. I mean, I think they spent like nearly a year, like updating it and fixing it.
I've been looking at playing that game as well because it's on sale quite a bit. It's probably
Battlefield 4 is 14,
Really?
which I didn't play, but I know a bunch of y'all played Battlefield.
Battlefield 4 was my favorite.
Nah, 2 was better.
But yeah, you're right. Maybe release because 3 was so good, right? 3 hyped up 4. So if 4 launched shit, then you'd have all your hype boys from 3 buying, pre-ordering for 4. You know what I mean? Okay.
Yeah, it said it was pre-release for 6 months. Players were met with bugs and glitches that can't be counted in this brief entry.
Okay.
It was so bad to order. To stem the tide of angry gamers, they were forced to release paid multiplayer content for free.
Jesus. Okay.
13's Diablo 3.
Okay.
I didn't play. Morsey
No.
played. I don't know if he's in there or not.
I'm not sure if he's in chat actually.
It's not in Discord. He must still be work.
12 was Sim City, an EA title, so that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Well, that was to do with all the microtransactions and shit, though, wasn't it?
Original Sim City? I don't think so.
No.
No.
Okay. I know there was a Sims game that had a big.
They badly
Okay.
missed the mark on how many servers they needed.
Oh, okay. So that's where pre-ordering could have been quite useful.
But they did. They had a bunch of pre-orders though. A bunch of people pre-ordered.
Oh, they
and I
did?
guess they weren't able to play on release day.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, that's even worse. That's like the opposite, right? Jesus.
11 is the War Z. I don't know what that is. Some kind of zombie-looking game.
No, don't know that one.
No,
It's an early precursor of DayZ and H1Z1.
Oh, okay. Oh,
10, kind of like this one, Assassin's Creed Unity.
okay.
Stop fucking with it.
And what does it say about that one?
It just wasn't done. It's got a picture of a character in the game, and like you can see he's got no face. It's just eyeballs and a mouth.
They
Wow.
released it when it wasn't finished.
Yeah,
Basically, like shit, we gotta release it. It's kind of like me going live with this podcast every week. Shit, what am I gonna say? Ginger's like, go live now. You're gonna be late.
So just remind you later.
Go on, then. Go on.
9 is Final Fantasy X1V. So I
Okay.
guess that's 14.
14.
Yeah.
Was that the online one?
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
online one.
because that, from what I gathered, that was like Q Thunder when they first came out.
I don't know. I've not played any of these games.
8's Call of Duty Advanced Warfare.
Oh, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Advanced Warfare. That was after Modern Warfare 2, right?
Was that one that was like spacious?
Oh, I don't remember. Shit. They relaunched FIFA 14.
That's not FIFA, it's FF.
Oh, FF. What's FF?
Final Fantasy.
Oh, Final Fantasy 14. It was so bad initially, so they actually relaunched it. Oh, I still use the same champagne they used for the first launch. Brilliant. Brilliant. What's the next one?
World of Warcraft.
Oh, really?
Yep.
It's a surprise.
Huh.
If you pre-ordered this original game, however, you were a bit shocked at what you got on release day. The game was filled with glitches and bugs. Imagine that.
Yeah, that's standard.
6 is Batman Arkham Knight. I didn't play that.
Yeah, that was supposed to be really bad.
I guess it was pushed back 8 months after they'd done the pre-sales, and it still sucked on release day.
Okay.
Vanguard Saga Heroes.
You can't pop there, lad.
I don't know what that is, but the screenshot I'm looking at, I'd be pissed if I paid for that game.
You can't park there, lad. Yo, Vampy. Yeah.
4 was Dragon Age Inquisition. Never played that.
No.
3 was Duke Nukem Forever.
Oh, was it?
That
Okay.
game had a 14-year development time. Wow.
Jesus.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 was number 2. And I think I remember this because like all the other Tony Hawks are so good, and this one had so many bugs that people were pissed off.
Yeah. Do you know what? That game shaped so many musical minds. The music in that first game.
Yeah, you'll never guess what number 1 is.
Go on.
Dead Island.
Really? Okay. Well, they definitely haven't made the same mistake this time round, have they? With Dead Island 2. It's had quite a good launch, hasn't it?
It says,
What
have
I've
you ever
seen.
sent an email and after sending it, wish you could take it back? That's what developers at Techland must have felt like when they released their game. Dead Island, instead of releasing the finished build on release day, they sent out an incomplete developer's build instead.
Oops.
Why don't they just delay it?
So I think
guess
it
'cause they
was.
had the pre-orders already.
Yeah, so that could bite them in the ass as well, really. Massively.
They had to quickly release a patch to give them the finished game, but
Jesus. Can you imagine that?
Somebody
Like,
pressed the wrong button.
could you imagine playing the game and being like, oh, I
but
can't
the
continue.
PC disc still had all the developing code on it.
Oh, shit. So people could manipulate it.
Yeah.
That's more than you bargained for. That's a good pre-order. That's getting everything. I was not expecting that. So yeah. So talking about my pre-ordering history, I very rarely pre-ordered anything. I've got up early, late, whatever to go to the shops and get a copy of a game, to then just to go home, go to sleep, and play it in the morning, sort of thing. The last game I pre-ordered on console was Division 2. And it was a buggy, shitty Delta mess. And I got to level 40, and I just stopped playing. I went back to Division 1 because the Dark Zone was still popping with PvP. So, and then I moved over to PC, obviously, after that. Oh, we played a lot of Apex and Fortnite and stuff like that. But the last game, and the only game that I've pre-ordered on PC, believe it or not, was Cyberpunk. And that was a fucking god-awful, shitty mess when that came out as well.
See, that depends on who you speak to.
Yeah.
I mean, I pre-ordered it because I played the board game like decades ago, and I didn't have half the issues a lot of people had.
Yeah, I think it's maybe more the case that my computer couldn't run it very well as well. You know,
Neither could mine, but the only thing I had was there was a. Did you get through the story?
No, I gave up. Literally, it was just unplayable for me. I was just fed up with it. Like,
Well, there was a
quests not working. You'd finish something and then it would just go on forever, never
Well, there was a
reset.
part where you had to go somewhere in the middle of nowhere, where you had to dive under the water to go to like a sunken city or place or whatever it was. And as you got closer to the place, the traffic disappeared.
Oh, okay.
Just at the spawn point, it would literally disappear and then reappear on the other side, going the other way. That's the only bug I ever saw.
I had loads of things where I couldn't complete quests. Like literally, my progress was blocked because of quests not working. And like Rixie says, Division 2 was not a mess when it launched. It fucking was, mate. In my experience, it was 100%. You know, I was on console. I wasn't on computer back then. But on console, we were downering every 2 minutes, mate. Honestly.
Blue screen. I didn't do the pre-order or anything like that. But
yeah, blue screens of death on PS4. I think Grimzo would say the same because I was playing it with Grimzo at the time. It was really bad. No, just the base game. I never got round to War. In fact, the first time I played Warlords was with you guys. Was when I met you guys. I bought the game, and then I bought Warlords as a thing. They had the mob pop in the start where you die from an invisible mob. Mate, there was all sorts of stuff. And it wasn't like... I wouldn't say it was game breaking. Do you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like... I still got to level 40. I still finished all the campaign. You know, I still farmed all the gear that I wanted, blah, blah, blah. It was just annoying. You know, it was just so annoying. And I just got to the extent where I was just like... Ugh. Me and Grimzo was like, fuck it, let's go and play Apex. We know that works, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? That's what you get. Yeah, exactly. No, exactly that. It's probably fine on PC. Probably was fine for other people as well, but just in my experience on console, it wasn't good at all. Really wasn't good. But yeah, I bought it at launch. It was just when I moved into this flat. And yeah, I remember because I actually took a couple of days off work so I could play it. I was so hyped for it.
the only game I ever pre-ordered was the first Assassin's Creed, and it was great.
Yeah. So what stopped you pre-ordering if it was a good experience?
I just haven't seen the need in it, to be honest.
Huh?
Like most of the time, it's just a pack or something like that. Like if there's a game I want to play, or like what's that one game we were playing? Where you paid $12 and you got to play it, even though it's still in beta or whatever.
Oh,
the Russian game.
Wild War 3?
Yeah, World War 3. Like I'll do it for something like that, but I'm not buying a game just for some cosmetics that suck anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like Foamy said earlier, you said earlier that like pre-ordering games back in the day when you were having physical copies was a no-brainer, really. If you definitely
reserved your
wanted one,
copy.
yeah, if you definitely wanted one, that was the only way you could get it back then, right? But now you don't need to pre-order, in my opinion, because you can just buy the game anyway. Yeah, all right, you might get a skin or two or a little pack or something, you know? Gorgeous, sorry.
Thing is, though, back in the day, you had demos. You could try to see if you liked it and see if it looked playable.
Yeah, that's very rare you get demos
These
now.
days, very rare you get them.
There is a demo out for... What is there a demo out for?
You get demos, but they're in a form of alpha and betas now, right?
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. See Master Race. Oh, you know what I mean, Rex. I got to max level on the normal campaign. You're really picking holes in my statement here. But no, you probably couldn't. It was probably 30 before Warlords. I got to endgame anyway. I got to the last level. I remember doing the last level.
It wasn't 30, it was gear score.
Or whatever the gear
World
score
Tier
was, yeah.
5.
You know what I mean? It was a long time ago. It was years ago. I just remember getting blue screened and doubted all the time anyway. That's all I remember.
You
Me,
said, right?
me and Grimzo fucking kicking off at each other. Nah, it wasn't Rage. Nah.
Could you pre-order Outriders? I don't remember being able to pre-order Outriders. Me and Rix played it on release day, but I don't remember being able to pre-order it.
Yeah.
Didn't we play it early with a beta? That's the one we played early with a beta. You can only go
I don't
so
remember
far.
if I played it early. Mass Effect Andromeda was pretty terrible on release too. Again, Foamy, I've never played those games.
In which I don't think Outriders was horrible on release. You had some weird shit, but me and Rix had a good time for like 2 weeks on
I
that
think
game
the
till we
main
got to the
problem
end.
with Outriders, right, was the being able to play with your friends. Didn't they have that massive issue where you couldn't join properly, or some people couldn't
Yeah.
see others and
Yeah.
stuff like that? That was a bit of a shit show. I remember that. I remember that being a shit show. But yeah, okay, so bearing in mind what we just discussed about pre-ordering, what about mis-selling? So obviously we've put this statement together: pre-ordering, mis-selling, and reselling products. What have you, in your experience, or how would you define like mis-selling a pre-order? And have we got any examples? Any experiences? That goes for you as well, chat. Is there anything that you've bought, you've pre-ordered, and then you haven't got the product that you wanted? Because that's basically what it means, mis-selling, right? So it's hyped up for something that it's not.
Like working.
Yeah.
You get all these benefits if you work like a dog.
That No Man's Sky was missold, I think.
Yeah, because that turned out to be something that it wasn't it?
Yeah.
No Man's Sky, yeah. Pretty much mis-selling, yeah. Foamy just said it straight away. What, New World was fun as in it was bad or it was okay? Vamp. Yeah, No Man's Sky. My personal experience of mis-selling. I don't think I've really had one, to be fair. I mean, could you say that these super hyped, over-rendered game trailers of gameplay is mis-selling? Maybe.
I mean, like the Div 1 trailer to Div 1.
Yeah, because do you remember the Div 1 trailer came out?
Looked beautiful.
I was
didn't
fucking so hyped for it. Because it was like nothing like it, right? That was playable at the time. And then, obviously, when the game released, my first impressions was like, this is nothing like the fucking trailers. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the fact you're supposed to be able to play the drones is phones or iPads and stuff, weren't you? Or consoles.
Yeah. And there was melee in the. I remember there was melee takedowns and stuff in the trailer, wasn't there? And there was no melee in the game whatsoever. Anthem,
Was Anthem the flying bodysuit
the
armor
flying dudes.
thing, where the flight model at first was really, really shit?
Was the EA game supposed to have killed Division 2? Oh yeah. I think Anthem. That was right. What? That was EA, wasn't it? Anthem. It was a disappointment. Yeah. Again, it could have been classed as mis-selling, right? Yeah.
Anthem is the one where on the night of release nobody could get logged in either, could they?
I don't know. I'm sure there's more, right? I'm sure there's more, and maybe this is why these developers do like betas and stuff, right? Alphas and things like that, because obviously they must have learned from games that have released trailers and then it's been nothing like it, actual real life gameplay when the game actually releases, and they've just got a shitload of backlash for it, or they haven't sold as well, or been accused
They don't even have a fucking game.
Yeah, well, wow. Yeah. I mean,
Where are we getting that from?
That's just last year or this year. Do you know what I mean? All that shit's been kicking off.
Right?
Because
something that
I will say, if they would have released a pre-order and had a set date for this year, I would have pre-ordered that game, and I would have been highly pissed off when I played it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't think anyone's going to get to play it. Honestly, I'm just giving up with that one.
It's not like you can actually go to the premises and burn the place down either, is it? So you can't get your money back.
Exactly, Rage. Once the money starts talking, people start the walking. It's exactly that. Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. Yeah, see, for me, Div 1, but they didn't make the same mistake with Division 2, right? And I don't know, because I was already a Division fanboy, right? When they released the trailer to Division 2, I thought the Division 2 trailer was quite accurate, to be fair, when it first came out, and they released all the new stuff and the skills, etc., and all that sort of shit. But yeah, Division 1 was definitely a missell. 100% a missell. Just from that original trailer.
Let me ask you this. Anybody that maybe somebody in chat can answer. If you pre-order and say it's a 2-month pre-order, do you still get can you still get a Steam refund? Isn't there like a 14 or 7-day cutoff with the Steam refund?
2 hours.
Oh, is it 2 hours? So
Yeah,
can you get that back with a pre-order?
But it's 2 hours of
play the
live
game?
play, right?
You can get it back only if it's a pre-order. It's normally 2 hours from when it goes live. So you can pre-order, wait till the day it gets released, play it for like 90 minutes and think, this is shit.
Yeah, because it's done on your playtime, right? It's done on your... So it doesn't matter, if you play it a month after you pre-ordered it, after it's already been released, it's done on your playtime.
Gotcha.
It's done from the time of release and the amount of playtime.
Yeah.
So if it's already come out and you've waited 2 weeks to try it and then it's shit, then you'll probably still get the money back.
Yeah, as long as you haven't played 2 hours. Yeah, as long as you haven't played over 2 hours on your account. Yeah? Does that make sense?
That includes booting up and loading in, mind.
Yes.
That's not actual
gameplay. Sitting in menus. That also counts for fucking...
So, for example, if we go to something coming up shortly, if we go to the original Ark, you boot in and then you load into a world, that's going to take you a good 10 to 15 minutes if you've got a semi-good machine. With all the shit, and then that's like time off your thing.
Yep. So all this when you see people's playtimes in certain games, take a good couple of 100 hours off for menu loads and shit like that. You know what I mean?
I've got 700 hours. I'm the best player in the world.
That's still only level 2.
Oh, a bunch of my games, I'll just leave them open. Like when I'm here through the day doing shit with the wife, I'll leave them open, go watch a movie or something, but the game will still be on the menu.
Yeah, it still counts as playtime. I believe Steam wise it does definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. All right, so we all know what mis-selling is. That's easy, simple. Can't think of many things, but there has been recent ones over the years, right? Definitely. Right, so now we're kind of getting into the Ark territory. Okay. So I'm sure a lot of you in chat have seen, heard, seen the clickbait YouTube videos, seen the forums blow up with this controversy of Wild Card and the release of a next gen Ark Survival Evolved, which I believe they're calling Ark Ascendant and Ark 2. So I'm just going to briefly outline, right? So Wildcard are bringing out a refreshed next gen version of Ark Survival Evolved. Okay, which is awesome, right? It's Ark modern, technology wise, you know, graphics wise and everything. Hopefully, it should be amazing. Okay, and they said originally that it was going to be a free upgrade for everyone, right? Yo, Fox, how you doing? So, a free upgrade, which obviously everyone's fucking hyped about. You know, that Ark's got such a loyal following base and such a huge community behind it, right? Then they said Ark 2 is going to be delayed. Oh, you know, 2023, of course it's going to happen. La la la. You know, fine, whatever. Yeah, we're gutted. They're still adding new creatures and stuff to Ark. And now, as we speak, they added on April the 15th, they added a brand new supersized fucking bug. It's a sticky sentinel of the skies, and it's called a Ryan Gotha. I have no idea what that says, but I'll show you what it is now. It's this fucking thing here, this huge thing here. So this was
So it's a moth.
basically a moth. Yeah. Definitely basically a moth. So they added that. So they're adding content to it all the time, right? Which is awesome. So basically they said you can get this new Ark 2 and this Ark Ascendant, which is the new version of Ark, together in a bundle for $49.99. That's basically the price of Ark 2, right? If we go to, I don't think they've actually got the Ascendant up yet, but if we go to Ark,
They have, but there's no price.
Ark 2, right? Ark 2 to be announced. Oh, they've taken the price down on everything now. Right, so you've got to think, right, a brand new AAA title game as good as Ark, you know, 50 quid. You know, you're going to be paying 50 quid, right? Minimum. Literally minimum, right, for Ark. So they're basically saying, if you pre-order Ark 2, you get the brand new version of the original Ark for free. Right? So people are like, all right, I'm probably going to get Ark 2 anyway. What happens if I didn't want to play Ark 2? I've got to pre-order Ark 2 in order to get the version of this game. That doesn't seem right. No, that was 100% what it was, okay? It's changed now. That was 100% what it was. It was 50 quid. You got the new Ark and you got the thing. Now, the catch was that the old Ark, Survival Evolved, which is currently running on everyone's computers, PlayStations, whatever now, the official side of the game, So the official servers are going to be removed, gone, replaced with this new Ascendant. Right? Doesn't make sense for the game developers, I guess, to have two different server sets up. You know, one for the old version and one for the new version. So they're just like, we're going to do this new version thing. It's a thing. It's happening. So we're going to have to get rid of the old version to have space for to put our servers on the thing, right? Problem with that is that moving that and putting the new ones on is brilliant, but people have to pre-order Ark 2. And maybe people don't want to pre-order Ark 2, right? So they're kind of encouraging actually they're forcing. I'm not going to fucking thingy my words. They're forcing people to pre-order Ark 2. Okay? So, and the DLC was going to be paid on top of it. Okay? So when they first put the first deal out, which was $49.99 for Ark 2 and Ark Ascendant, yeah, it was $49.99, but you had to pay for the DLCs. Now, people that had already bought Ark and bought the DLCs, so all of the different DLCs for it, would have had to repurchase the DLCs again. Right? So this is where the reselling products comes in. You know, the mis-selling, literally pre-ordering, mis-selling and reselling sums this pyramid up, basically. So then they came out a little bit later on and said, everyone kicked off. I said, okay, this is what we're going to do now. This is what we're going to do. We've revised it. This is what we spoke to our publishers, Snail Games, which is a massive, massive Chinese investment firm. Just going to put it out there. Big, huge, rich, corporate Chinese investment firm. We've had a chat with our publishers, and this is what we're going to do for you. Right? This is what we're going to do for you. We are going to give you Ark 2. Oh, sorry, we're going to give you Ark Ascendant and all of the DLC for $59.99. Right? So now, Ark Descendant's not free. Now you've got to pay for it. But you do get all of the DLC. So you haven't got to repurchase all of the DLC. You've got to repurchase the game and the DLC. Right? And that doesn't come with Ark 2. So basically they swapped the DLC with Ark 2 in the new package and put $10 on top of it. Which is... So,
but are they going to do the same thing when they release Ark 2?
Well, this is the thing. And they've gone fucking radio silent now on this shit. Right? And for good reason as well, because basically whatever they do now, people are going to kick off. No one's going to be happy. Right? So... a little catch to this as well. So for other people, other console players or whatever that might see this podcast on YouTube or whatever, watching now, is that if you are on PS5, you would have to pay $39.99 for the Ark Ascendant with this new offer. It doesn't count with all the DLC and stuff as well, but it's at a cheaper price of $39.99. It's obviously to do with a deal that they've got with Microsoft or whatever. Okay, one of these fucking pick your platform sort of bullshit, right? Exclusives, whatever you want, however you want to say it. So that sucks. Also, if you have a PS4 or you have an Xbox, the old Xbox One, I don't know what it is, but the older gen Xbox, not the brand new one that's out now, you would not be able to play Ark because it's only for this generation of consoles, the new update. So basically, what I'm trying to say is the people for years and years and years that have been grinding on official servers, and you might say, oh, a lot of people like us, like our community, we've got our own private server, la la la. There are people that have played since launch on official servers. They have built huge communities of the same people, and they jump from server to server officials. Bang, 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 right? And they've invested hours and hours and hours. I was watching an interview earlier on YouTube of this gentleman that was literally interviewing Ark players and getting their take on this, right? And there was this really cute family, and it was literally son, mother, father, and daughter, and they all had their own like Ark base, and they've been on this server for months. Right? And it's a PvE server. And what they do is, because they're like the top dons of the server, they go around and they help everyone else. Right? And it's sort of like a real weird family, you know, like in the old days, we used to play Monopoly at the table, you know, after dinner or whatever on a Sunday with your mum and dad and your brothers and siblings or whatever. You know, these guys sit down and they play Ark together. That's just what they do, right? But all that is gone. Will be gone in August. Unless they have the next gen consoles, and they buy the bundle. It's out. So you're looking about 90 quid, over 100 quid possibly, for the Ascendant edition, right? The new Ark, plus to buy Ark 2 when Ark 2 releases, which some point next year, which we don't know about. Yeah, someone in marketing finance got together and thought it was a good idea. How do they get money out of the customer? Exactly. So the way I look at this is, right, and this is like fucking, I don't know, it baffles me, but it's like, here's a game that was absolutely terrible on launch, and I'm sure, hopefully, someone that's played Ark in the community or whatever can let you guys know at some point. You know, we'll cover it in another podcast or whatever later on. But like, the launch was really bad of Ark. I never personally did it. I'm just going off of what I've been told from other people within the community. But it wasn't great, right? The first the whole early access debacle and all that sort of stuff, right? To then say, right, here's a game. You've paid us all this money over the years, you know, 90 odd quid for the game and all the DLC that comes with it. By the way, we're going to close that down now, and you've got to repurchase it all again. Like, the fuck? Like, that makes no sense. It literally makes no sense. For us as consumers, for them, for a business plan, that's fucking brilliant. You know, let's launch it on a new engine, give it a new revamp, whack a new sticker on it, and fuck it off. Do you know what I mean? It's like a used car dealership buying a Jaguar and putting a Ferrari badge on it and selling it as a Ferrari. You know what I mean? Like, that's literally what they're doing. It's criminal, if anything. So this is all planned to take place in August.
It makes no sense for them to do it in August either, because you're releasing
it's
potentially a new game in August, but you're also going to be releasing a brand new game in 2024.
Yep.
Like, that makes no sense to me.
I know. But see, I get the first method, right? Yes, okay, you're forcing your player base to pre-order the next game by saying you get the only way to get the new version of Ark Ascendant is to pre-order 2 to get it in a bundle. I get that. But as much of being an arsehole that is, as much as, like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's still wrong, but I get that, because then you're guaranteed you've got all these pre-orders for Ark 2. But now, with the way they're wording it, it is you get the game and the DLC. So basically, what they're trying to say is that you're just paying for the DLC and the game's free, right? That's basically what they're saying. But now you've got to buy Ark as well. So whatever way you look at it, the model's still the same. You're either paying for Ark 2 or you're paying for DLC, which, priced up together with the current market value, adds up to $50-$60 anyway. So, you know,
they're going to quit supporting Ark 1 no matter what.
No. So, yeah, Ark 1 official, right? So basically, if you've got your own servers, so like,
you're good.
We have a private server and we have a copy of Ark, the game, it will still work on our own private servers, right? If you want to play official, which a huge amount of the player base does, not everyone's lucky enough to have like servers that we have, right? Or other communities or whatever have, you know, where people actually rent the servers. If you want to play official, you have to have the upgraded version of the game. You have to have this generations of console.
Which to me says they're going to quit supporting that game sooner or later.
Which Yeah.
The older version, yeah.
There won't
The
be
o-
any
yeah,
content.
the older
for it.
version will
It'll
be-
just be what it is.
Well, you've got to assume that when Ark 2 comes out, right, they probably have a very, very small team working on Ark, right? It's obviously like a. Would you say it's like a live service game? It is a live service game, pretty much, isn't it? Right? It's because it's server hosted. I don't know. Help me out here, gents.
Couldn't tell you.
All I'm saying is, if they're coming out with this new version of Arc 1 that they apparently want everybody to go to, but they want you to pay to go to it,
Yeah.
and they're getting rid of their servers on the old Arc 1,
Yep.
sooner or later, there won't be any more content for Arc 1. All their
That-
resources will be put into Ascendance and Arc 2.
Which
Well,
again,
according to what I read, it's not cost effective enough, and it takes too much time to update the old servers.
yeah. Basically, cost effective. You know, why would you have the same game, two different versions running on two different server sets? That makes no sense business wise, right? 0 cents. Do you know what I mean? Literally makes no sense.
And make Ascendance free and let me choose whether I'm going to buy the DLC or not. Don't force me to buy the DLC
and
to
this
be
is
able to play the game.
Exactly, right? And this is the whole model, right? But I think the main argument is for people that already have the game and have all the DLC, right? That have been playing it for years now, isn't it? Pretty much. Ark's been out.
Same as Euro Truck, I think, so 2012.
Yeah, so years and years it's been out. You have to buy that again. You know, after they bought the game when it was at full release, let's say. Now
Official release is 2015.
Now you can keep it, but you can only play on private servers. They also came out and say that they've got a new modding program in place that any paid mods, so any big mods that go into the game, I don't know if Arc 2 is going to be modded. I'm assuming it will be modded. That the developers are going to give the modder 50% of the sales. So the poor fuckers that do everything within the community, but then have to get it in the game, so they have to go through the developers to get their mods put in the game, right? Or to get the go-ahead or whatever, yeah? To have it in an official mod or whatever. They're only going to take 50% of the profits from them instead of, you know, like the guy that does all the work. You know what I mean? Or the collective that does all the work only gets 50% of their workload. That's fucking mental. Baffling. Literally baffles me. But anyway, so yeah, sorry people of the Ark world, if you haven't got a you know, a next gen console, or you haven't got $60 to part with, you can't play Ark from August.
Minimum of 60 bucks.
From minimum of $60 from August. So yeah, Wild Card. If you guys want to look into it a little bit further, you're more than welcome to. Wild Card is obviously the developers, and the publisher, like I said, is Snail Games, which is a Chinese investment firm. Big investment firm. And you can still buy Ark on Steam. But this is the worrying part. So they know that this version of Ark's going to be completely gone in August. Yeah. Official wise. And yet they're still selling it. So someone that's completely oblivious to what's going on in the gaming world gets their brand new Xbox, PlayStation, computer, whatever, PC, and wants to try out Ark, will buy it and only be able to play it till August. And then have to re-buy it again. It's fucking criminal. I'm sorry, but that is criminal. That is literally reselling a product, in my opinion, right? And honestly, from reading, researching...
Technically, isn't that mis-selling, not reselling? Because you're selling it like it's going to be available after so long, and it's not.
It's just wrong.
Well, yeah, it is. Yeah, it's completely the wrong business model. But I guess I mean,
Ark sold as a dinosaur survival online game. As soon as they upgrade to Unreal 5, it's no longer going to be the online type game, which you're paying for. So technically, they're mis-selling it.
they are mis-selling it or not. It's going to be exactly right. The maps are going to be exactly the same. The dinosaurs are going to be exactly the same. It's just going to be on a different engine.
Yeah,
with a different name.
They're mis-selling the older version
Yes.
because the mis-selling it has been still available and it won't be.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
I don't mind the.
So there are two ways of mis-selling it, really, isn't it? Really, they're mis-selling it because it's going to be that they originally said it was going to be free, and it's clearly not. There's going to be some sort of money gained, whether you have to buy DLC or you have to buy pre-order Arc 2. Whatever way you want to look at it. They've been completely silent for what I read today for about a week since everyone's made all these videos. And there were some forums which I can't actually find on here. But there are some forum groups that they've actually closed down on Steam.
Well, yeah, because
so
they're
there was
trying to do damage control on it.
Exactly. And there's
Like,
also
oh, shit, we're fucked up.
Ark's always had mixed reviews, right? On Steam. It's always said mixed reviews, And recently they have had a serious push on the reviews. And it's so recent reviews, mixed, all reviews, very positive. So recently, if I click on the reviews, let me show you guys what I mean by what I'm getting across. So, is this in order?
I'm serious. You should get on some dating apps. There's a whole world out here.
How do I get this date range?
If you're looking for negatives, just click on the review.
No,
type.
I'm not looking for negative. I'm just looking for. They're having a real thing on it. Review type all positive.
On the date range, on specific range.
Oh, can I not change that?
Yep.
Okay. Want to see date range of reviews?
They're at 134.
If they've switched it off, you can't do it.
You can't do it, can you? Basically, I'd seen.
If you look at that graph up where it says January 2023, there's a really long line starting. Then April's to the right where it says April.
April.
It's the 8th of April, that's the load, that's where the shit hit the fan.
Yeah. That bash here. And then look, it's been going up. So basically what they've been doing, what people are speculating that they've been doing is they've been getting bots to comment and make stuff. Right? This guy here you go. This guy's played 58 hours. Yes. That's his review. A Shady, 48 hours. Buy this game. 26 hours. Ark is a great game. It takes all your concentration. You learn as you go. It takes your mind off a lot. I would rather think about it's enjoyable to play. Love it. 26 hours. Could be completely thing, right? 400 hours, 24 hours, 13 hours. Love the game. And for some reason, I can't go down any further of these. But there was one I saw earlier. It was just like the geez had 0.4 hours, and he was like, best game I've ever played. And there was another guy that put a recipe for a pie as his review. Thumbs up. So some of the reviews were not even reviews, but cake recipes. Exactly, Garen. Yeah, exactly. You've seen it as well. Exactly. So they're trying to damage control, which I guess completely fair enough, right? You guys can read through this on their own, but they do like a community crunch, yeah, which is awesome. They're really in touch with their community, actually, Ark. It's actually really nice to see. And this is where they update everyone every month or whatever it is, and it is just filled with absolute hate, like, but not so much even like toxic behavior. It's like people have just literally had enough, like literally had enough, and they've stayed completely silent about it, completely silent. Basically, this guy here is calling them out. Dude's ignoring the backlash. It's going to have poor results on your end. You know, you can plug your ears and pretend everything's cool all you want, but huge amount of players are angry at you. Countless people lost interest in buying ASA or Ark 2. Right, Ark Ascendant. That's what ASA stands for. Okay. Several news websites and articles declaring your recent decisions and stuff like that. So people aren't happy, right? And this goes on page after page after page after page, right? Of the same sort of comments, you know, which is pretty mental. Recommended 8 hours last 2
Not
weeks.
recommended.
Huh?
Not recommended.
Oh, not recommended.
Did he 10k hours on record and he's now slagging them off?
Yeah, people aren't happy. People really aren't happy. Now, what's your guys' take on it? I've rambled on enough. What about you, chat? What's your thoughts?
Well, I've took Ark 2 off my wish list and I've uninstalled.
Yeah. What's your thoughts, Ron?
Yeah, it's criminal. If they're still selling this game as a working game, knowing that they're no longer going to support it in August, and you're going to have to buy a brand new game to play it, it makes no sense. To me, what they should have done is just go ahead and give everybody the Unreal Engine 5 for free, and then let you choose to buy the DLCs if you want to for the new Ark.
What happens if you already own the DLCs?
But if you've already paid for the DLCs, you get them for free.
That would
You
be.
shouldn't have to pay for a DLC, especially when it's the same game just on a new engine.
Yep. But you've got to pay for this lovely new logo that they've made for it. Not being funny, mate. Lear could have done a better job of that. Easy. But yeah, the Twitter as well. I just wanted to bring this up for you guys. If you wanted to go over to Twitter and have a look, there's some fucking hate. You know what Twitter's like. And believe it or not, you know, me, you guys know me. I am not one for social media. I'm very, very bad at it. I've started to get a little bit better since the whole streaming thing, especially with the Twitter side of things. I'm just terrible posting, but Snail Games, look, it's a wild card. I mean, since, say what you want about Elon Musk, but since Elon Musk has bought Twitter, there is so much more free speech going on, that unsuppressed shit coming out of people's mouths. And it is actually quite fucking funny to read some of this stuff. But yeah, overall, look at these. And everyone's saying the same shit, you know? And also, I think what got people's noses up is that they've always come forward quite a bit with, quite transparent with moves, actions, that sort of shit. But the way that they've approached this, and they've come up with these very corporate answers that when you read between the lines basically says, give me your fucking money or you're not having the product. Basically, right? Has rubbed people up the wrong way. But yeah, Twitter is gone mental with it. It's completely gone off. There's all sorts of weird shit. Probably some stuff that I probably shouldn't show because I could probably get fucking banned off Twitch for it.
What a way to go.
Yeah. Exactly. So we had Twitter. Obviously, you got the official Ark community crunch, right? You can go on their website, and obviously you got the Steam reviews as well if you want to look up any of the information or whatever. What have we got from chat? What have we got from chat? It was a complete disaster from a PR. Yeah, exactly. 100%. 100%. They wanted to try to get more money out of a consumer. Fair though, small platform, but not full price. They could have done it so many different ways, man. So many different ways. I mean, okay. So there's this guy here. I can't actually find the post, but I see it in a video on the YouTubes. And this guy basically goes to saying this, like, don't buy ASA, don't buy Ark 2, don't give them any more of your money. They do not deserve it. If you want to keep playing on officials until they take them down, that's fine. If you want to play on single player, on unofficials, be my guest. If you want to download the server data of the officials when they are taken down, I don't see a problem with that. If you don't think there's anything wrong with the roadmap they just released and you are excited for what's to come, well, you might seriously disagree with you. But a vote is still a vote. He's basically saying, don't vote with your wallet, because that's what you're doing. If you vote with your wallet, you're buying into this shit and you're giving them your money again, right? He's basically saying, don't be an idiot. Be smart with your money. And they're just trying to rip you off money. It's basically a scam. This is a really good review. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's by You Next Generation. It was posted 19 days ago. If you guys can find it, it's on the Play Ark thing. If you guys can find it, feel free to DM it to me or post it in the Discord or whatever for people to have a read of. But this was really good. And in this video, the guy basically reads out most of this, and it definitely hit home for me. It kind of made me think. As much as Ark 2 could be good for me personally as a streamer, and could be good for the community as a whole, like Reign of Anarchy, having a server up and all that sort of stuff. At the moment, I really don't want to be involved in it. Do you know what I mean? For that principle. Like, I'm quite happy stand and be like, I'm not paying money for this game.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
Yo, Josh Bosch. But again, you know, people will do what they want to do. You know, people that absolutely love this game, it will not deter them from spending another $60. You know, there'll be some people out there that don't play any other video games apart from Ark. They only play Ark, and they will buy whatever Ark puts in front of them. That's fine. You know, at the end of the day, I suppose to summarize, it's like, do what you think's best, right? It's like the initial thing, vote on what? Vote how? There are no polls, no requests by devs to tell you what you think of anything they have announced. Like, I don't know. This is a really interesting thing to read if you guys want to give it a shot. I guess. Really interesting to read. Guys, have you got anything else on this topic?
Nope. Be interesting to see what happens in August.
Yeah.
I hope it flops.
Yeah.
I mean, has anyone in chat played Ark on release? Like the day it came out, played. Ginge, how long was it until you got into Ark?
Can't remember. I know it wasn't working on release for me because my machine wasn't good enough or wasn't optimized enough for my machine.
Yeah, because I remember the first time I played it was with you and Rage in lockdown. Properly.
I'm not sure I can check when I
I got it.
actually.
Got it on a sale. I got it on a sale because you and Rage were definitely already played it before I'd played it.
Yep.
100%. And then obviously more and more people started playing it. You know, last time we had a server up. You know, we had got Kenny on. We had Run on. You know, we had a lot of fun with it. Great game. Yo, I'm Reels. We're talking about pre-ordering, mis-selling, and reselling products. Games. And there are some people that believe the words, the world is flat, and the bump was a great present.
Something I saw the other day, right? If the world was flat,
Yes.
all the cats would have hit all the shit off the edge.
Honestly, like, I don't think it really matters. Don't really care. We all live on it. We all coexist on it. Who gives a fuck? Honestly. Can't be asked with it. But what I am interested in is, was there an ancient culture before the Egyptians? Because those motherfucking pyramids didn't get there by themselves. Anyway, that's a different conversation for another day. It could,
Ancient culture, we keep getting visited. You not realised?
that could be conspiracy theory kind of lines, that one. That is the best response to flat Earth. I'm sorry, mate. I'm fed up with it. I'm fed up of hearing it, dude. People making arguments about something that they fucking don't know. Cracks me up. How are you anyway, Unreals? You well? Nice to see you, man. Right. Anything else, lads?
Nope.
I suppose so. I suppose the best thing to say is make your own mind up. You know, if you're going to play Ark, play Ark. If you're going to buy Ark 2, you're going to buy Ark 2. Like, nothing's really going to change your mind if your mind's set on it. But the only way that change happens is when people speak up, right? And people work as a collective. Individuals not going to do shit, right? But people need to speak up and as a collective and stick to your guns. You know, if you don't want to buy into this scam, don't buy into it. You know, be true to yourself, and yeah, that's pretty much all I can say, really. But Run Gun, thank you, you legend, and Ginge,
Anytime.
thank you. We are so pre-orders. What? I'm not getting into that. I'm not getting into that. Chat's going wild right now. Chat's going wild. But thank you two gentlemen. You're absolute legends.
Okay.
I'll be right back in a minute. Right. Chat. You absolute legends. No to love. How you doing, my man? Right. As far as the podcast, we're gonna land the plane, as if to say. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'm gonna take a. We're gonna pause the podcast for May. Okay. The reason being is that I've got some real cool ideas, but I need to do some work in order to implement them onto the podcast. So May, there's going to be no podcast, but then we're going to call it like a mid-season. This is like the mid-season finale, right? And then we'll continue after the end of May with other stuff and that. One thing I would say is that we have a really, really awesome system within the community Discord, the Reign of Anarchy Discord. And it basically is like a forum system, okay, where everyone can see a forum post on the podcasts. Okay, so there's a podcast header in there, and in that header there is everything to do with the podcast. Okay, so you can put your own comments on there, you can put whatever you like, your own thoughts, feedbacks, or I didn't get to see it live, you know, guys, but I watched it on the YouTubes or whatever, you know, how was the podcast? Oh, I'd love to talk about this, you know, I'm an expert in this field, I'd love to come on and talk about this. Brilliant. That's what it's there for. I want to try and get as many people as possible to use it, comment in it, and basically let's just have a community conversation, right? There's also one on there for giveaways, which keep your eyes on it because there's going to be giveaways coming up in the community. And also there's one on the Friday Fright Night, which is once a month, every month, we're going to do a community Fright night or try and scare the shit out of Mad Marsh night, whatever, depending on what game we choose as a community. So the tools are there. Let's just generate a conversation on there. That'd be really, 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 really cool. So we're going to be taking May off, and then we're going to be back with the poddy. All right. So without further ado, I love you all. Absolute legends. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the love. Thank you for Run and Ginge for being here today. I am opening a new thread. Oh my God. GG's. Thank you. I hope it was informative. I hope you maybe learned something. I learned something off you guys, so thank you for getting involved. You guys are legends. And yeah, we'll catch you tomorrow. I will be playing some Hunt Showdown tomorrow. We're also going to be recording, hopefully, fingers crossed, I need to speak to the lads, but episode 4 of Billy's Bounties. So I'm really, really excited for that. So yeah, we're going to be moving on to that. But anyway, without further ado, I'll catch you all soon. See you in a bit.